Instagram, TikTok, and we're just waiting for YouTube to roll up. Cool. Right, let's give it 60 seconds. We will let some people jump in. After my live yesterday, you guys on YouTube and Facebook, I've been playing around with my new camera settings and a bit of lighting. So hopefully, I've just got OCD with fucking making sure that everything looks good and you guys are getting decent content, to be honest. So let us know how it is in the comments. A few of you guys commented yesterday saying it was all good. So appreciate you guys. Right, we're going to get this little fucking live party started shortly. And this is going to be, I'm going to be pretty open and vulnerable in this one, to be honest, in hope that I can kind of get you, some of you guys to move forward and move out of your own way, if you like. But I will get into the nitty gritty of it when we get started. Cool. Right, we've got a few people jumping on now. What's happening, guys, on TikTok, guys on Instagram? Cool. Leave me an emoji in the comments. Just let me know that you can hear me and you can see me okay. And then we are going to get started very shortly. Cool. Right. Shall we hit record? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, gang. Welcome back to another episode of the Type 1 Movement Podcast with me, your boy, your host, Type 1 Tom. Hope you're having the fucking best day ever. And in this episode, I was just saying to the guys on the live then, because I do always go live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok every time I do these podcasts. So if you want to catch them live one day, go and get me on one of those platforms. It's just Type 1 Tom. And I was just saying, like, I'm going to get pretty open, honest, and vulnerable with you guys in this one, because this is going to be about, like, we only change when we feel this one thing. We only change when we feel this one thing. Now, before we get started, please leave me a 5-star review. I'm going to say not just review, but a 5-star review if you get value from this episode. And this is on, obviously, the podcast app. And feel free to give it a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at type1_Tom as well. Now, right, I'm going to get pretty open, honest, and vulnerable with you guys on this one. So a few weeks ago, I had my bloods done, my like sort of diabetic MOT, if you like. And like, my HbA1c is always between 5 and 6%, regardless of what's going on in my life. But there was one of the readings that scared me a little bit, and that was like there was a bit of protein in my kidney reading, right? And this scared me a little bit, give me a little bit of fear, because everything's always been good with me in terms of my health and stuff. And I was like, fuck, man. So I basically like sat there because I've got a big thing with my clients saying, look, I'm with you guys. We need to be able to control the controllables, and the outcome of that we can't really control. For example, let's say we're testing our levels, we're running tests, we're staying active, we're eating well, we're being just healthy. Do you know what I mean? While still having a life. And let's say something was to happen in terms of our health, but we've controlled every controllable that we can. We can't really control the outcome. So I was like, right, fucking hell. I had to sit down and get a little bit honest with myself and say, right, Tom, let's take it back over like the past few months. What have you been doing? So I always test my levels. I always run tests if needed. I always keep good control of my diabetes. But I'll be completely honest, like my nutrition hasn't been great. I've been doing workouts here and there, and I've gained some weight, right? I've currently got a goal of losing a few kilos, which is one of my goals. But I'll be honest, like my blood glucose was great, but I hadn't been, let's say, performing well and optimally like I was like last year. So this year, if that makes sense. I've gained a little bit of weight. I've not been the best with my nutrition. The majority of the weekends I've been going out drinking, and I'm not usually like a massive drinker, but I have been. I've been going out drinking at the weekends. And I'd say, being honest, I've not fully taken complete like care of myself in terms of that, in terms of eating well, let myself gain some weight, felt uncomfortable, going out drinking most weekends. So I basically sat down with myself and I was like, right, if I've got this reading, all my bloods are good. If I've got this reading of, protein leaking into my kidneys and stuff like that, like what can I do and what can I change? Because I'll be honest, it fucking scared me a little bit. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it did scare me a little bit. And it was that scare and that fear that then made me sit down and be like, right, Tom, come on. You got to pull your finger out your ass, mate. Stop going out drinking every weekend. Like, yeah, obviously you'll still go out and have a drink. Do you know what I mean? And I'll enjoy myself. And we've got to have a life. And then I was like, right, let's look at your nutrition. Let's look at, your workouts and stuff like that. So I've got a coach for that. And I basically sat down and reassessed, if you like, the controllables of what I can control. Now, I only did that because I was fucking a little bit worried about what was going to happen in terms of this protein leaking into my kidneys, right? Like, it turns out, like, it could be nothing. But that fear and that scare, if you like, has drove me to sit down, reassess what I've been doing myself over the past few months, and make a game plan to go forward. Yeah. And I'm saying this because I see this from so many other type 1 diabetics that it's only at the last minute when they get scared and they feel fear that they will decide to change. Yeah, it's only at the last minute. And if you're listening to this and can relate to it and you get something from it, my goal of this is telling my story, being vulnerable, but trying to say, hey, don't leave things till the last minute till you change. I see it and I speak to so many type 1s that, let's say, they've had a scare with their eyesight because the control hasn't been great. And that scare being like, fucking hell, I'm really worried. Like, if I lose my vision, for example, I spot so many type 1s like that. And that's caused them to be fearful and then decide to make a change. Yeah. There's many of other things. Sometimes it might be like a woman wants to get pregnant and like, look, your health isn't great. Your levels aren't great. You can't have a healthy pregnancy unless you sort something out. Then like, fucking hell. It drives fear. It drives some sort of scarcity. And it's difficult, but it seems to always be the last minute that someone needs some sort of fear, some sort of fearful emotions to make a change. So the reason for me doing this today, yes, I had that bit of fear, the scare of my kidneys, which was like, right, Tom, what the fuck are you doing? You need to pull your finger out your ass, mate, and get back to how you actually live healthily. But if you're listening to this today, I bet you've had some sort of scare or some sort of fear that's made you sit down like it did with me and be like, right, I need to change. I need to change a few things. But please, please don't leave things too late. And I see this so many times when someone's on the verge of, let's say, losing their eyesight, or the health's really bad, or there's something going on internally with their organs. And it's only then, or some people might have gone into DKA, do you know what I mean? Like, and I know it's scary, but it's only from then that these people then decide to make a change. Sit down with yourself now and make a promise to yourself that you are not going to let your health deteriorate to a bad point before you decide to make a change and start focusing on improving your health, improving your blood glucose levels, improving the way that you're eating, improving your activity. Because I'll be honest, team, like, and I always say this to my clients, for us as type 1 diabetics, it all boils down to how well we're controlling our blood glucose levels. If we have great control, we can achieve anything we want in life. And yes, I know that I've said my levels are always well controlled, but over the past few months, I wouldn't say they've been as well controlled as they was like this time last year. And that also got me to sit down and reassess, because I know from that, like gaining weight and stuff, if I lose a little bit of weight, I start eating better, yeah, and I start being consistent and adherent with my workouts, everything else is going to fall into place. And my levels, yes, they are good control still, but they will get to sort of my personal standard that I set on myself. So the idea, the moral of the story is this, team: never leave it too late to make a change. You don't want to go to a fucking, a diabetic MOT, do you know what I mean? Or get results and they'd be like, right, well, this isn't good. And then you're like, oh, fuck, now I need to make a change. You have the power now to change. Don't leave it too late. Don't leave it too late until you start getting scared and you're living in fear, because once you do that, people go to the extremes of doing random shit to try and change, and we don't want that. So don't leave it too late. I know it's challenging, and as humans, we need some sort of fear and emotion to enable us to change, because if we're too comfortable with where we're at, we will not change and move forward. But sometimes it's upsetting because that fear is like, hey, look, if you don't sort your shit out, you're going to lose your eyes. Hey, look, if you don't sort your shit out, you're going to get fucking organ failure and stuff. I face that as well, the same as you guys. We don't want that. Don't let things, if you can, hand on heart now, say to yourself, you know what? I know that I've not been taking care of myself. I said that over the past few months, the start of this year. I know I haven't fully been applying myself. And if you can say that now, I want this to be a fucking wake-up call to you all. And now make that promise to yourself to start doing better and start changing before it gets too late. Because sometimes we can think that these things won't happen to us. And I can say this because I am in the same boat as you, team. If I don't look after myself, if I don't control my levels, I could lose my eyesight. I could lose limbs. We all know what we face as type 1s, and I'm in the same boat. And I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for any of yous as well. So this is the harsh fucking reality. And I'm sorry, but some people do need to hear this. Don't leave it too late until you decide to get a grip of your health, until you decide to take charge of your life. Because you're the one that needs to make that decision. No one else can make that decision for you, team. Yeah. That is it. This was more of a bit of a, I wanted to share my story and be open and vulnerable with you guys and be like, hey, this scares caused me now to sit down and reassess what I've been doing over the past few months and make some changes. And there's no reason why you can't fucking do that as well. There's no reason why you cannot do that as well. Team, that is it. If you got value, some sort of motivation, inspiration from this, and you can relate to it, please leave me a 5-star rating and a review on the podcast app, as it really does help me reach more type 1 diabetics. Also, give it a screenshot, share it to your Instagram stories, and tag me at type1_Tom. Until the next episode, have the fucking best day ever. Peace. Squad, right. I'm going to give it 30 seconds and we'll run through, see if we have any comments. If you likes on Facebook, thanks team, appreciate you. And then watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Quick look through you guys on Instagram. We've got a wave. Cheers, Debs. Appreciate you for you guys jumping on. Thank you. It's always up to us to live healthy life. Yes, it definitely is. Debs, thanks, Tom. Thank you. Sweet. Right, team. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate you all. And have the fucking best day ever. And I'll catch you all in the next live. Peace.